Hello, I'm Patrick Magee, sports writer for the Sun Herald.
Patrick Ochs, sports writer of the Sun Herald. Sports Guys, Week 14.
We're talking about Friday night's big playoff games. We've only got 6 teams remaining. I'll be talking about PRC, Wayne County, and Pascagoula, Laurel.
I'll be talking about Lawrence County visiting Vancleave, and I'll kick things off. Our game of the week, talking about Moss Point hosting St. Stanislaus. Pretty big game. Early in the year, these teams played, and St. Stanislaus kind of had their way with them. It was kind of a breakout game for Stanislaus after a pretty difficult preseason or non-region schedule. Then you enter this game, and it seems like Stanislaus has kind of found their rhythm. They beat Poplarville, which they kind of had circled once they found out, they advanced and knew they were going to play them because that was their lone regular season loss the year before. Miles Brennan eclipsed 10,000 yards career passing, which it's not bad, I think. He's done okay for himself this season. And he's got 5 or 6 receivers. It sounds funny to say, usually you say that a running team kind of wears down the opponent, but I think Stanislaus, with the way they spread it out and they want to get on the ball, they wear teams out just by throwing it around. A lot of times it's quick hits. They're not throwing deep heaves down the field. Miles could. They don't necessarily have to. They just work it down the field. Then you have Moss Point. They're missing Calteris Anderson, who's kind of their lead back early in the year, and Omni Wells and Travis Marion have kind of picked up right where he left off. Omni Wells, the guy that we thought about early, during the preseason, kind of jumped up on our radar as a guy we expected to do a lot. But he was doing so many things. Now they've kind of reeled him back in. He's focused at running back, coming off, a 5-touchdown performance, our reigning Sun Herald offensive player of the week. He did okay. I don't think this is going to be like the game before. I think it's going to be a much closer game. I still give Stanislaus maybe a 14-point win there. Then you look at Vancleave, coming off a game in which didn't turn the ball over. That was Coach Caper's big thing. They didn't turn the ball over that game last week against Purvis, and that really made the difference for them in the win to advance. You have Lawrence County, who took 2 overtimes to beat East Central. I mean, a team where we could be talking about East Central here if they didn't have a couple mishaps there late in the game in overtime. Lawrence County has a couple different guys who are targets. They have a lead running back and they have a dual threat quarterback. Then you look at Vancleave, they like to pound the rock. They have a couple different weapons, Cade Posey and Dylan Mallett. They like to hand the ball off to. Cade Posey seems like he's a little bit more of a home run threat. Mallett's a guy who can really hit the hole. It'll be tough, I think, for them to repeat, having no turnovers, no inconsistencies from last week. But I think they can do it. They have Taylor Crabtree, one of the better kickers on the coast. I'll give Vancleave a 3-point win.
Yeah, PRC's hosting Wayne County. I think this is probably going to be the toughest game that PRC's played up until this point. PRC's played tough. Harrison Central, Gula took care of Picayune, but I think this is the one where you kind of really find out what PRC's made of. They've really been up to the challenge all season, but Wayne County's maybe the most diverse offense. Hasburg can kind of mix it up a little bit, but Hasburg's struggling on offense late in the season. I see Wayne County playing really well right now after putting up a lot of points against Picayune last week. So I see Wayne County probably winning at PRC. I think this is a close game. PRC almost seems like a team of destiny. So, you hate to pick against them, but Wayne County's such a good team. I think they go on the road and win that game. As far as Pascagoula Laurel, this is the same matchup we saw in the second round of the playoffs last year in 5A. And Pascagoula went up and gave a really good Laurel team a game of it. But Laurel, just too much talent last year. I think it's probably going to be the case again this year. I think Pascagoula, if they manage to stay a little healthier throughout the regular season, this is a game where you're probably kind of, really on a level field, for the two teams. But I see Laurel kind of having an advantage. Keon Howard at quarterback, really good passer. Octavius Cooley at receiver. So I see Laurel just really kind of outscoring Pascagoula. They'll probably win by 10 points, something along those lines. But Pascagoula, they're playing for a higher cause, much like PRC is. So I think Pascagoula hangs into this one. Jaquez Walker looked really good at quarterback, but I see maybe Laurel winning by 10 points. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you again next week.